Out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's over live for sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners, professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a look who's on the show with us for today. All right, we got Brad Francis with us, Jay Briggs, Brian Bitler, and it'll be Rod Zawacky. And here's how we'll line up for this evening: Briggs, Francis, Bitler, Zawacky, and then I will close this one out. All right, guys. Baseball on the board today here. Major League Baseball, 15 games on the board today, as well as preseason football continues with 6 games on the card, 6 here on Friday, 6 Saturday, 2 on Sunday. So we have lots going on here as I'm in Las Vegas here for the Bet Bash, wrapping things up here Friday and Saturday. It's been very, very good. I didn't run into Mitch today. I ran into him the first few days, but today we had Billy Walters interview. Interesting hour and so with Billy Walters, a really nice guy. Lots of conversations going here with a lot of the panels. College football, I brought up a question. I think I kind of stumped a lot of folks about that. Rolling clock on first down. How are you going to handicap it? How are you going to book that? I think it was Paul Stone, handicapper out in Vegas, said, well, it's going to add about it's going to take away 5 to 7 plays from college football with that rolling clock on first down. So that's a big change in college football rules coming up. I bring that up because college football is just 2 weeks away, a week from tomorrow, 2 weeks from tomorrow, right? 2 Saturdays away. So more sports coming here on the board. So let's get this one underway. Let's go ahead and welcome in Jay Briggs. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring Jay in right now. We're ready to roll with some baseball coverage. Jay, what's happening?
Tony T, what's happening?
Things going great out here in Vegas. Survived the week. Today we're going baseball today. Top of the hour with the Braves and Mets going head-to-head. We see the Braves big favorites with the total sitting here at 9.5.
Yeah, I think we see the Braves favored in this game. Pretty big for good reason. I think these are two teams going in two different directions. I think the Braves are, headed to being the best team in the National League and headed to a World Series, while I think the Mets are still 2-3 years away from competing, even with the highest payroll in baseball coming in this year. With that being said, we saw the Mets traded away at the deadline. I think for the remainder of the season, the Mets are going to be a fade. I think the Braves will continue to be one of the best teams in baseball. I think the pitching matchup definitely favors the Braves today. I think that offense could use a bounce-back series, and I think the Braves win this game fairly comfortably. I'm going to lay the run line with them here in this game.
All right, Jay says go run line here on the Braves. Run line, lay the run and a half. Minus 118 here against the Mets. This McGill has just not been getting the job done. I'm even surprised he's still in the rotation. Of course, Morton has had some issues as well. It's just 10-10 overall record, but it's been some wild performances. Been some really bad performances out there for Morton as well.
Yeah, Morton has struggled in spots, but he's also been pretty decent in spots. And I think what the doctor ordered for him is this Mets lineup, the way they've been hitting the ball recently. So I think Morton will be okay. I think McGill is forced to start for the Mets because simply they have nobody else. They're at that point of the season where they need some spot guys, and hey, McGill gets a paying gig, but I don't think it's going to translate into a win today. I think the Braves win this game and win it fairly comfortably.
All right, we got Jay here on the Braves. 6 a comfortable win. That's why he's here on the run line. Lay the run and a half minus 118 against the Mets. This one to have a start time here of 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, Jay showing great profit in baseball, as you can see. Also off to a pretty good preseason football start if you check the leaderboards up there at Pick Dogs Premium. So, again, 15 on the board baseball, 6 on the board preseason football. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I have a ton going on tonight, Tony T. Huge card in Major League Baseball, and we got 6 NFL preseason games. So I think I have like 9 total premiums. So the best thing to do for you guys, man, is to hop on that 3-day pass. Pair me up for the weekend, 2-for-1 capper special, one of the great guys, or just hop on with me and let's cash throughout the weekend, as we got a ton of action throughout the entire weekend. You can hop on my play of the day in baseball or NFL preseason if you would like to do that as well. Positive units in baseball all year. Also, great profit last year in the preseason, off to a good start this year. I think I'm currently number 2 behind Tony T, who had a good day yesterday. Yes, sir. We're both going to try to keep that momentum rolling forward. So pair me and Tony T up if you're looking for some preseason action, and let's continue making some money here at Big Dogs.
That's right, guys. Get up over with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dog Stream. Great results here in Major League Baseball. Off to a very good, profitable start here with among the leaders in preseason football already out of the gate. So, as we know, Jay was hot in preseason football last year. It's the unit's leader, and he's on it again today. This coming off some really good performances. So get on board with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dog Stream. May consider a great time to get that 3-day all sports pass because we got preseason football all 3 days, right? We got 6 today, 6 tomorrow, 2 on Sunday, and of course we've got all the baseball. So 3-day pass is a real popular purchase here on the weekend. So why not get signed up here with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dog. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout will save you 15% off. You can also add that second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion and making this one even a sweeter deal there. So go ahead and get signed up. All right, Jay, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again next week. Let everybody know they can also catch you here on the weekends. We'll also see some more. We also seen a video series for you for preseason football as well up on the channel.
Yep, I started covering all the preseason games. So if you want to catch my thoughts on all the games for today, you can catch that over archived on the Pick Dogs channel. I'll be dropping one tomorrow as well, and then I'll bring in all the guys tomorrow for the Pick Dogs morning show as I give. And I try to get as much information out of all these guys as I can. So tune in tomorrow morning as I bring in all the guys.
That's right. I'll bring in all the guys tomorrow. It'll be a good show, guys. All right, Jay, have yourself a great night. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Yes, sir. Tony T, keep it up. Have fun in Vegas. And I'll see you on Monday.
We'll see you on Monday. Jay Briggs here on the Drive-Thru. Guys, if you missed a pick, we're going to recap at the end of the show. We always do that here for you. Let's continue on here on the Drive-Thru. Up next, Brad Francis. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Bring in Brad right now. Brad, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, Tony? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you as well. All right, preseason football tonight, top of the hour. Steelers and Buccaneers going head-to-head with the Steelers favored here by 3. We see a total here of 40.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and I'm a Bucs fan, but I think this is a good spot for Pittsburgh. Now, everyone talks about the Ravens being so dominant in preseason, which they are, but so is the Steelers team. Steelers are 15-4 their last 19 preseason games. Feel like, Mike Tomlin might take the preseason a little bit more serious than other coaches. And when it comes to QB depth, I like the Steelers team with the QBs they have. Kenny Pickett is slated to get the start, but after he's out of the game, we have Mitch Trubisky and Mason Rudolph basically battling for that second streak spot. All 3 of those guys have experience starting in the regular season. When it comes to the Bucs, they have a QB battle going on as well. Kyle Trask and Baker Mayfield. We know what we're going to get out of Baker Mayfield, and I'm just not too high on Kyle Trask. His preseason performances last year were pretty lackluster, so I'm going to take the Steelers to win and cover here.
All right, we got Brad here says take the Steelers to win and cover. That's laying the 3 here against Tampa Bay. That seems to be the number right now. Of course, these numbers have been fluid, so make sure you shop, get the best number. It was 2.5 here at the open. Of course, we're seeing some movement here. And I think it basically when it gets down to Tomlin made some comments in the preseason, basically addressing the fact that you really need your players out there in the preseason to get them ready for the regular season.
Exactly. Yeah, it looks like he comes out with that mindset. When it comes to the Bucs preseason's philosophy, I'm not too sure how seriously they take it, but I do know damn sure that Mike Tomlin takes it seriously. So I think he'll have the advantage on the coaching end of things too.
Yeah, Mayfield maybe like a second shot at a career here in the NFL. We knew with the Rams there wasn't much hope there. They brought him in just kind of to try to fill the pieces there with the injuries. But I wonder how many more chances Mayfield's going to get. Right? He does seem like it should be a layup for him against Trask. Now, don't forget Wolford is also a backup there, and he does have preseason experience for the Rams, but really didn't last. The Rams had horrible preseasons anyway, so Wolford's someone you want to see in there if you're on the Steelers.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, how do you feel about the Bucs this season? It's the first year without Tom Brady. Do you think that their lineup's still pretty stacked on both the offense and the defense? Do you think they have any chances to, maybe win that NFC South?
Yeah, to me that NFC South is a little bit wide open right now, right? Because you got the Saints. Yeah, it's a wide open division. I mean, this could be a 9-8 champion. We could crown a 9-8 champion. It would not surprise me if that's the case. And interesting with the Bucs last year is they averaged 44 passing attempts last year. The run game really was I want to say ignored, but when you run that many times, you're not really focusing enough on the run game. So they're going to have to bring some balance to this offense.
Exactly, yeah. And I feel like if they want to be successful, they need to kind of just implement a system with one of these quarterbacks, not take too many risks, and just play a smart game. But yeah, like you said, man, the NFC South is wide open. I'm hoping we can make a push and win it, get in the playoffs, but we'll see. It may be a tough few years for the Bucks.
Yeah, Bucks, and of course, Reich over there with the Panthers. He's a pretty good coach. Just had a lot. I just think he had some bad luck there in Indianapolis. I still have some question marks over that firing over there with Reich. That was that was just a bad situation in Indianapolis. I mean, altogether, they could never really fill that quarterback spot ever since Andrew Luck left. That just seems to be there could be some curse there in Indy.
Yeah, for real. Poor Indy fans. I mean, they had something with Andrew Luck, and it just didn't play out how they wanted to. Tough.
Yeah. So Reich over Carolina. I think I'll keep an eye on that Panthers team in the division. It's going to be wide open. Saints is in there, of course. Bucks, and of course the Panthers in there with a fight. And that should be an interesting battle here. Steelers lay the 3 against the Bucks. This one starts here top of the hour. All right, Brad. Let's take a look over at Pick Document for tonight's action. Of course, as we said, we do have plays on the board tonight here from Major League Baseball. A nice 15-game card. We also have 6 from preseason. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I actually usually go pretty light on Fridays, but hearing that Phil Mickelson news, it kind of inspired me to pick up my plays here. I got 3 plays for the NFL preseason, and then I got a 3-pack for the MLB as well. Yeah, like you guys were saying with the last picks, 3 days a perfect time to get that right now. With preseason going on, there's going to be a bunch of plays. I'll have some UFC plays tomorrow too. So yeah, check out that 3-day.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Brad Francis over at Pick Dogs Premium. Get on board with those long-term passes. Your best value right now over at Pick Dogs Premium. A very popular 3-day pass right now because it includes all preseason football. 6 today, 6 tomorrow, 2 on Sunday, and all the baseball from Brad. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. Save yourself that 15% off. All right, Brad, as always, great having you on the show. Got you there on that Steelers. Have yourself a great night. We'll catch up with you again next week. Let everybody know about your video series. We see the Parlay Pick videos as well. And on big UFC pay-per-views, we also catch on a live show as well.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we got my parlay videos dropping every day. They usually drop 9:30 Eastern time before the day of the games. So if you want to jump on that early, and then we don't have a big UFC card this week, but next weekend we do have a huge UFC card. So me and Mills will be live for that one.
All right, next week Mills and Brad live with that. So make sure you check them out. All right, Brad, have yourself a great evening, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, thank you, Tony. Have a good weekend.
You got as well. Brad Francis here on the drive-thru. Guys, we'll continue on. Remember, if you miss any pick, we're here to recap for you here at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Let's bring him in right now. Someone who's been red hot over on the boards is Brian Bitler. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Looks like he's traveling with his square dancing hat on earlier, ready for making his Friday evening road trip set to roll here. Brian, what's happening?
That's right. I got my cowboy hat on. I'm ready to do some square dance tonight. Beautiful weather here in Pennsylvania. I'm back from the shore, ready to hit the dance floor tonight, hopefully. I keep on grooving, get some wins. I got nice card tonight. We got WNBA, we got Major League Baseball, NFL preseason, so definitely a great time of year. Yeah, absolutely. Great time of the year indeed. This Mariners team has been hot, but the Orioles coming to town have been a pretty good road team, so we'll see how they match up here in Seattle. Late night game tonight. Mariners favored -141 with a total here of 7.5. Yeah, I'm hoping I'm not jumping on too public of a dog here, but I'm going to go with my old faithful here, the Baltimore Orioles, and drive through the night. This has been one of the best road teams in baseball this year, 35-21 straight up. They do have Kyle Gibson on the mound, who's not the most reliable road starter, but his last 2 starts, he's gone 13 innings, allowing just 4 runs on 8 hits. You got Luis Castillo, had an uncharacteristic bad outing last time out, giving up 7 runs on 10 hits. I think this high-powered Baltimore Orioles offense can get to him. He ranks 6th in runs scored in the big leagues. The Baltimore Orioles have been a very consistent winner for bettors. They've cashed 70 of the last 112, bringing home 27.8 units for a 20% return. Definitely like the Baltimore Orioles tonight on the money line. Take that plus money. All right, we got Brian on record here with that plus money. Going to go ahead and take that Baltimore Orioles team. As I said, have been a pretty sharp, they've been pretty good on the road. You can't argue that road record. Of course, streak meets streak, right? A good road team here against a team, these Mariners team that's won 9 of 10. Of course, no concern for Brian here because they did hit Gibson in Baltimore about 6 weeks ago, putting up 5 earned runs in 3 innings. And Gibson, I saw him pitch, I believe, against the Philadelphia Phillies for the Baltimore Orioles the other night, and he didn't. His stuff's not terrible. I know his ERA is a little bit high, but a lot of runs scored in the American League, and I think in this big game here, I think he can keep the Seattle bats under control.
All right, looking for Seattle bats under control here from Brian. Says Orioles plus 124 against the Mariners. This one to have a start time here of 10 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs. Playing leaderboard right now. Top unit producer in Major League Baseball for 2023. That's Brian Bitler, 1,540 units of profit. Brian is doing fantastic work over at the site. You guys got to go out there and check him out and get signed up to some of his long-term passes. All right, Brian, we got a nice board tonight. 15 on the board here from Major League Baseball. We also go here with action here from NFL preseason, 6 games on the board as well. And, of course, I know you like to delve into WNBA. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I'll tell you, a big night for me. It's rare, over the summer that I do 5 premium plays. Normally I try to keep it to 3, but this card was so good I just couldn't contain myself tonight. My best bet's always my titanium, so make sure you head on over to pickdogs.com, get that titanium $15 best bet. I'm 8-1 over my last 9, 89% winners, but long term on that titanium play, 200, 156-1. That's a 56% hit rate on 357. You can also get that play in my Square Dancing 3-pack. It has my best bet in Major League Baseball, NFL, and WNBA. All 3 plays for $50, guaranteed to turn a profit or credit return. Also, make sure you take a look out for my NFL College Football Season Pass up right now. $8.99. Use code PICK at checkout. Get 15% off of that last year in NFL. Hit 56% winners for the year. College football, 57.48%. So now's the time to get in on that long-term pass.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Brian Bitler over at Pick Dogs Premium. 1,540 units of profit, all documented over at Pick Dogs Premium. So get on board tonight. Up on the board, he's got action tonight. But better yet, get the long-term pass. 3-day pass. We got preseason covered for you. 15 games the next 3 days from preseason football. All the baseball, 15 games Friday, Saturday, Sunday. WNBA may be sprinkled in there as well. Unit leader right now over at Pick Dogs, Brian Bitler. May even consider that 1 month pass the way he's running. That'll cover you for week 0, week 1 of college football, get you to week 1 of NFL, all the rest of the preseason. Right now, lots of overlap with the sports guys. 1 month pass, great value. Pick promo code, save that 20% off. All right, Brian, as always, great having you here on the show. Continue that great success. Let everybody know where we can catch you here also on the weekend shows, right?
I'm going to try to do both weekend shows. We'll stop in and see my buddy Jay Briggs. I already got a game planned out where I think I'm going to come in. Maybe I'll go against his Cowboys tomorrow. I'm not really sure about that, but definitely wish I was in Vegas with you, Tony. Take you out, a little bit of square dancing tonight. We would have had some fun, but you know what? Maybe there's always a next time. That's
right. You would have fit right in the room today with Billy Walt. We just interviewed Billy Walters. There was an interview there. It's funny because all the stuff came out, and Billy Walters was scheduled to speak here. And he met his obligation. He sat in during the Bet Bash, did the 1 hour interview. But my man Spanky didn't go there with Mickelson though.
Well,
he avoided the subject.
Definitely a good time. Yeah, for sure. I would have loved to have been there. It sounds like fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun, a lot of good, interesting content there to get up. And, of course, networking with the folks in the industry. All right, Brian, continue that great success. We'll catch up with you here on the drive-thru tomorrow, but we can catch you on the weekends with some more picks. Because they want the picks when you're number 1. You know that.
Yep, you make sure you tune in. Hopefully I can keep on this streak through the weekend. And when I catch it on Monday, I'm still number 1. It's definitely neck and neck with all the great handicappers over at pickdogs.com. There's always somebody a couple points behind me.
That's right. Sure. You'll keep it up there. All right, Brian, have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, Tony, have a good one. I'll catch you on Monday.
Catch you on Monday. Brian Bitler here on the drive-thru. Guys, you missed a pick. We're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Up next is Rod Zawacki. Rod's always been great to us here on the show with picks here from baseball and beyond. We get into peripherals as well with Rod. Bring him in ready to roll here with Rod Zawacki. Rod, what's happening on Steak Friday?
Hey, not too much. Enjoying this Friday afternoon, getting ready for the loaded action this weekend. Definitely doing some deep diving. Definitely got some plays I'm ready to put in when we're done this show for tomorrow's action, and definitely looking at Sundays too. Definitely a good weekend of action to make some money.
Yeah, lots of preseason football on the board, baseball as well. I got a full board to roll with here today. We're going baseball with Rod today to start the segment here. Cubs and Blue Jays going head to head. We see the Blue Jays favorite here, minus 147. The total coming in here at 9.
Yeah, we look at this one. The Cubs losers of the last series to the Mets after they were on fire there and cooled off a little bit versus the Mets. Yikes, tough spot there. Jays on the other side of the bump here. Barrios gets the start for the Blue Jays, and they've been playing good enough to get some wins. Been rolling along 6-4 in their last 10. And Barrios, he pitches his best at home, sub-3 ERA, and but he does give up some runs. As I said, sub-3 ERA, so he's good for a couple of runs here in this one. And then the other side, Javier Acid getting the start for the Cubs here in this one. And when he starts, he's normally in the reliever role. Last time out, he went 3.2 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, gave up a couple runs and a home run. Not normally as a starter, so Cubs going back to him here as the starter. That was against the Braves, so I think the Blue Jays can get to him for a couple of runs early in this game. I think both starters give up a few runs early. And then when you throw it to the bullpens can definitely give up some runs on both sides. But you look at this Cubs team, they've been bashing right-handed pitching, hitting 292 over the last 10 games, and averaging 8 runs over per 9 innings, and that could spell trouble for Rios in this one. That's why I like the over. I think what we've seen the Blue Jays play to a bunch of unders in Cleveland, and everybody's jumping on the under, going, okay, we're going to see another low-scoring one. But Cubs, on the other hand, they play to more of a high-scoring type game, as they've definitely been playing more to the overs. Blue Jays, second last in unders this season. But I think we see some runs. I think both starters get touched. We get some runs there. Bullpens give up some runs, enough to get us up and over the total. I like the over 8.5 here in this one.
All right, we got Rod here on record here.
9. It's even better, Steve.
9.
I think we get to 10. I really do. I think we get to 10, 11 runs in this one. I think we see quite a few runs in this one.
Yeah, Rod says go with quite a few runs with the sod here on the hill. And this one, just look at some of the odds right now on my live odds screen. You can see what we've got here in Cubs. We're seeing 9s pretty much across the board right now. It did open at 9, but pretty much 9. We are seeing some juice to the under, though. Also some juice to the over as well. So it's spread out throughout here in the marketplace right now, sitting at 9, Rod. And of course, Assad, he was part of the starting rotation last year. Didn't really hold the position.
No, but you look at his reliever numbers, and he's been solid. So I understand what they're trying to do here. You look at his reliever numbers; when he's come in those last 8 appearances in a reliever role, he hasn't given up more than 2 runs in any of those appearances as a reliever role. So I understand why they're trying to give him the jump from the reliever to a starter. But it didn't look so good against the Braves last time out. Yeah. So give him another shot. It's always see what happens here. But you look. The Cubs starters over the last 10 games have been giving opposing teams batting 308 versus them, and they're sporting a 7 ERA, just a starting pitching here for the Cubs over the last 10. So as I said, I think the Jays could bounce early, and I think the Cubs could bounce back and get some runs as well. I think this 9 is just a little bit light, considering what we seen from the Blue Jays in Cleveland. I think that's where they're books or makers have made it at 9. I think there should be more like 10.5. I think we see some runs here today.
All right, right here. And of course, Assad, I think the people are a little worried about here is Assad's FIP is 4.51 base for those advanced numbers, guys. Mean that the ERA should be a little higher. I think what got folks concerned here is that walk rate here with Assad about 11.5%. That's tough to do in that ballpark against this Blue Jays lineup.
Especially against any of these Blue Jays lineups, can rip on right out of the park. Especially since they decided to move the walls in here in Toronto. So for the Blue Jays to hit a few more home runs at home. And when the Blue Jays play their better balls at home, they're going to even do another renovation next year in Toronto. They're not done. That was only year 1. They have year 2 coming. So this following off season, they have a little more closer in as well for the Blue Jays. So take the over here.
Take the over here. Cubs, Blue Jays, over total of 9 runs to have a start time here, 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Rod, let's take a look over. Oh, it's Rod, right? It's time for Peripheral Fridays tonight, Rod. We got a lot of peripherals on the board tonight. Of course, a wild one. I was watching this in the pool yesterday over at the big pool up at the Circa. Stadium Club there, and that Edmonton game was wild yesterday. Some craziness there in Winnipeg. What the hell was that?
The Elks got up early, and everybody was like, "Woo, we're gonna get a win! We're gonna get a win!" Wait, what happened? We lost? Yeah, the Elks got up to this 22-0 lead.
Yeah,
and then that's when I looked online and looked at the price of the book and was like, bet Winnipeg. Thanks.
Yeah.
Sit back and watch. And
that's
then
it.
Winnipeg just slowly came back and roared right on past. Yeah.
That was
the Elks did get the cover.
Yeah.
It was a 12.5. They didn't get the cover. But I think if Winnipeg started the game like they played that second half, this wouldn't have been close.
No, it would have, especially that turnover to make it 23-0, 24. The quarterback just kind of gave it to the. That was.
Flowers was a bad pass, and as soon as he let it go, he was like, "Oh!" He knew he was in trouble, and it was over.
It's Stadium Swim. It gave us some entertainment because we're sitting through this this Texans Patriots game, which was just hard to watch, man. I mean, Texans dropping passes, and the offense is just Zappy having trouble. Malik Cunningham, all he does is run, and of course the Patriots. I mean, the way they play. I definitely liked the under that game, and I was happy to see that they weren't in any hurry with Malik Cunningham. They were draining so much. See, this is what's hard to bet favorites in preseason football, or sometimes I know people say, "Oh, it's tough to bet preseason football because you're down 2-3 scores." And and they run their offense like they're up in the fourth quarter. Draining all that time off the clock. Because he's a rookie, Malik Cunningham. Don't pressure him too much. Let's try to get in the end zone, help his spirits out a little bit. Even though we're down 3 scores, we're okay with an 8-minute drive.
Yeah, we're okay with an 8-minute drive and still lose the game by 14. Right? That's why it's so tough to bet the preseason games. It's like, because if a team gets down early, do they just give up, or are they actually trying to make a big giant comeback and fire people in there? Nah. They're just trying to get some guys into the position, get them some game reps, get them going some, and it's just it's like Clappy and his coach, but it's different. It's like Tomlin tonight, like Brad said, he's one of those coaches that preseason, we're gonna win. We still have the mentality, we're gonna win. We want to get out there, we want to win this game. Other teams are just like, we had enough.
Yeah, like on the after they got the touchdown, there was about a little more than 2 minutes left. New England had their timeouts, and what does Houston do? Take 3 knees, and there's no timeouts for all timeouts. Oh my God, they didn't take any timeouts. They let the game finish.
Just let the game finish. Yeah, let the game finish. Did you try? This game's over. Nobody got hurt. We're good. Let's get out of here.
And that touchdown with that acrobatic catch, that looked to me the guy was out of bounds. I don't know.
What was this? Yeah, it looked like he was out of bounds 3-2.
Yeah,
I've seen a few janky calls here so far in this preseason, but let's hope that's not equate to what we're going to see in the regular season. But yeah, it was like the last game. It was what it clicked up to the over. It finished right at 37.
Yeah.
And where did the game finish at? The next game, 37.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a word to the folks out there. This is the time of year where these NFL streaming spammers come in. Don't click those links because they could inject some stuff into your browser. I'm just saying don't click those links. Yeah, I blocked one right now. And for those of you that are spammers, don't waste your time. We're on top of this stuff, man. I know it takes you 10 minutes, 15 minutes to create new accounts. It takes us 2 seconds to delete you. So it really isn't worth your time on this network to do that because we're on top of this stuff. All right, don't waste your time. Oh, yeah. and it's going to impact your ability to get another account because you get kicked out of too many chat rooms. Guess what? You are IP banned from YouTube. So just so you guys know if you're going to play around like that. All right, Rod, peripheral. Here we go with the pro. We're seeing some movement here to the over here in this Saskatchewan and Montreal game here tonight. We're seeing Montreal favored about 6 to 5.5.
Yeah, and you look at this one here, and Montreal, they didn't play such a great first half last week, but that second half they came out with a fire lit under them, and just that defense played solidly in the shutdown role. And you know what? Everybody's going with the over, right? You're saying the big line moving. Everybody's jumping to the over. I'm going to stick with the under. I like the under as the play here. Montreal, what they did in that second half is they love to run the ball and shoot the clock. So I see a lot of handing off to Steinbach, and he's going to run and shoot the clock. And and we get a lower scoring one. The under's 19-5 in the last 24 meetings between these two teams. So I like the under, and I also like Montreal. I think they run the ball, they become dominant. That front four looks like they can move. They moved Hamilton out of the way and just ate the clock the second half and rolled over Hamilton in that one. So I would take Hamilton and the under. I know everybody's going to the over. I'm going to stick with the under. Give me the under. I'm getting more points than what it was. It was at 44.5, it's up 45, 45.5 in some books now, I see. Take the under.
There you go. There. All right, we move to WNBA. We have the two big powerhouses from the East and the West hosting games, and we're seeing double-digit lines. We'll start with the Sky and Liberty. Liberty now playing up to their preseason expectations here. Liberty is favored home here, anywhere from 12.5 to 11.5. There's a lot of differentials here between the two sharp books, one offshore, one here in Vegas. You can shop and get the best numbers. We see the total sitting anywhere between 169.5 and some 170s.
Yeah, and you look at these two teams when they get together, these games are actually closer than what people think. They've already played two games head-to-head this season. The Liberty won the first one in Chicago, 77-76 on June 2nd. They played again on June 4th. And the Sky got the win in New York, 86-82. It was a 4-point game here in that one. And you look at the history of these two teams. They all, either the Sky win it outright or the Liberty win, but they definitely ain't covering the spread. So for me in this one, the Sky have definitely been playing the better ball right now. Watch out for the Sky. Take the Sky plus the 12.5 here in this one over the Liberty.
Dog number one. Here we go with Mystics and Aces, 7 Eastern time. Aces, look at these numbers now. 17.5, total 169.5 against the Mystics.
And we see in the Aces, the Liberty got them in that one game. The Aces came out the next game, and they took out a little bit of frustration and whooped that team. 24 points was the last win by the Aces. They took out a little bit of frustration from losing to the Liberty. They take out a little bit of frustration here. Nah. They'll just float along here in this one and get the win. And we're gonna take all that boatload of points. You're gonna give me 18.5 points with the Aces at home? No, not laying that. Gonna boatload with the Aces here at home. I'm gonna take all the boatload of points that you're gonna give me with the Aces at home to get the cover. Mystics 5-1 ATS the last 6 meetings versus the Aces as well. So give the Mystics plus the points.
There you go. He says the plus the points here with the Washington Mystics. There you go. Rod with his peripheral plays for here on the show. Rod, anything else you got for us?
Those are the three. What else we got going? I can give you a couple more on.
All right.
Let me see here. I'll give you one more. Give me a second here.
All right.
Why don't you do your play and come back to me? How's that?
All right. Do your play. We'll come back to Rod.
Do your play, then come back to me, and I'll have another play for you.
All right. We'll certainly
play
do
Friday.
Bonus play Friday from Rod. So we'll get back to Rod in all right. We'll get to Rod in just a second. We'll get to my play, and then we'll get to Rod. All right. Let's continue on here on the drive-through. Let's get my play set up to go here, and we'll get to Rod as he gets his notes together here on his game, and we're going to get to my game here. We're obviously going to go here to Major League Baseball tonight. Let me go ahead and get this one set up as we're going out west for tonight's game between the Padres and the Arizona Diamondbacks are going head-to-head tonight. And let me see if we can pull this up. Here we go. And we're going to be going under the total here, under 9 here in this one between the Padres and the D-backs. And let's put it to you this way here with this Blake Snell. Blake Snell, pretty impressive. Some are penciling him as Cy Young worthy here. Definitely has the numbers. Let's see if we can get the innings here because the elite strikeout rate is 31%, but the walks at 14%. Great ground balls keeps the strikeouts down. Ryan Nelson, ERA over 5, but San Diego, they've lost 5 of 6. Diamondbacks really struggling to score runs. 17-7 to the under, facing NL teams hitting 255 or worse. So Snell has had pretty good. He's going under and against facing these weaker hitting teams. Padres had only 227 against right-handed starters. Snell's allowed 1 run or fewer in 4 of 5 starts. Past 10 games, D-backs hitting $189. We'll go San Diego and Arizona under a total of 9 runs in this one tonight. All right, guys, check out Pick Dodge from tonight. 4 premiums on the board for you right now. A best bet up there from baseball. Then I have a 3-pack. I got 2 baseballs and a preseason football in my 3-pack. So go ahead and get signed up. or if you like it, the long-term pass. The 3-day pass is a great value. You'll get all of my premium plays for 3 days. We've got you covered with football tonight and baseball. Tomorrow we've got football and baseball. Saturday we got football and baseball preseason style. So go ahead and get on board. That 3-day pass is your best value over at Pick Dogs Premium. Use promo code PICK at checkout and you'll be able to save that 15% off. And by the way, you can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion on any of our promotions, making that even a greater value there. All right, let's continue. We'll bring Rod here back on the screen as he's going through his notes. And he's got something else for us here on the show, as he's always been good to us here on the drive-thru with his peripheral plays. At some moment, I always like to throw it back to him because sometimes he has something else for the audience. He did have it. He just had to make sure that he got it from his notes, and he wanted to be accurate with his information, so he's ready to roll. So let's go ahead and get Rod here back on the screen. So, Rod, what you got for us?
For another one, we're going to go to an NFL game that nobody talked about. We're going to go with the Broncos taking on the Cardinals here. You know what? You look at both these teams, and you look. Normally, when you see the Broncos, you think you're going to get an under, right? Yeah, not here in this one. I think there's enough starters on both sides that are battling for some positions here in this game that it's going to be a battle right through the game. It's going to be one of those games that I like to see scoring. It's all the way up to 37.5 in places, and I think that's just too low with the talent on both of these rosters. 37.5 is light. I think we can get it. We're getting into the 40s in this one. Battle with both teams on the backup side here, and definitely some big battles with some position players. I like the over as a little bonus play for everybody in that one. That's what I had to note. Big circle on the over. Behind Wilson, we got Jarrett Stidham and Ben DiNucci here for the Broncos quarterback rotation, and of course. Looking here on the Cardinals side, of course, they get Jonathan Gannon, formerly a defensive coordinator for the Eagles. Lots to fix on both sides. You know, we know Murray tore his ACL last year. They're hoping that he can make they're thinking he could miss some games. So there is a battle here in Arizona. Who's going to start in Arizona when we start the season? Will it be Colt McCoy, David Blau, or some folks are saying in the media there that Clayton Tune has a shot at starting? They're liking what they're seeing here in the preseason. So this is an important game here. Preseason is important for Arizona as they're trying to deal with this injury here with Murray. He may not be ready for the season. They got to find a starter by the start of the season. And exactly. So with that battle, as you just stated, in the QB position there, you're going to see all three of those guys. As you said, Colt McCoy, we've seen. He's been a preseason specialist for the last how many years. Maybe on a different team here and there as Colt McCoy, but we've definitely seen him move some teams.
Well, he started many times. He started for Arizona at some point. Arizona and Washington.
He was a starter. Yeah, he was a starter for many times, right? But he's been a preseason machine. So, and as you said, you got three guys that are come in there that want a job. So the battle for the job at a QB position, that equals points because they're going to want to move and show their best. They're not going to put they're not going to tie them back and go, here, just a short little bomb. Remember what we said earlier? Where we were talking about what are they going to do in the preseason? Little short plays, hand off, little dump off play. I think you're going to see some of these Cardinals QBs air it out and go deep. Long bomb and show that they got their use of that arm, and that's why I like the over.
You know, nobody was talking about Clayton Tune during the draft, right? Sometimes these quarterbacks just get lucky. You know, Purdy is another one that comes to mind, right? They get lucky, right? They slip in the draft. You know, Tune showed some promise. I know early on when he was, I forgot the quarterback that got hurt, then transferred to Miami, but he played for Houston. Then he actually came on pretty strong the last couple seasons, showing some really good results. Probably why he made the preseason roster. And of course, he's impressed the folks in camp, impressed the media enough to say that there is a possibility that he gets a start. Just that, reading that clipping, you got to, if you're Colt McCoy, you're Clayton Tune, you know it's already okay. They're writing the papers that this job's up for grabs, and you know we already know Murray's kind of already on eggshells here because you know he's had a lot of drama in his career. Now he's going through an ACL injury, so that's quite interesting there. Development there for Clayton Tune.
You can feel the footsteps from both guys. Colt McCoy thinking he's got the lock of the backup role there, and he's going to take over for Murray. Well, watch out. If Tune comes in and has a great preseason, you never know. He could be the starter come week one.
Yeah, I thought that point spread was too high anyway. I thought that 5.5. I mean, I don't want to give away any premium. You don't have to say anything, Rod. I know, but I thought because that's not on my premium card. But I just thought that looked a little high than in my book. But we'll see how that rolls.
It is a little high. It's on a preseason play for me there. But now that you mention it, it is a little high. I like the over because I think just what we talked about, the QB battle there is just going to be too much. And now that you're saying, yeah, I kind of like the. I think you just talked me into that plus number there. DJ and Friday, we will take the plus points and the over there.
Yep. There we go. Because one of the commenters, Blake, says Murray's rehab is video games. Yeah, I know he's still a little immature. Still a little immature. Yes, the maturity issue is there, and we'll see how that rolls. It's a tough situation there. Everyone's looking for that quarterback from SC. You got to wonder, Arizona, will they be the candidate to tank this year? That's the question coming out of the season.
Maybe. It's time to move on from Murray himself, QB. Could be. Watch for it because it could happen early if Murray doesn't come back and they start losing the games early. It could definitely tank fest there.
It could be the tank fest, and a lot of folks you got to get ahead of this. You got to get ahead of the tank machine because everyone's going for that SC quarterback. They want that SC quarterback. So there we go. So we got our peripherals here from Rod. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, we do have 15-game card from Major League Baseball. We also have 6 from preseason football. Head into a pretty good football weekend. Great results past 7 days. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
And over Big Dogs Premium, well, it's Friday, so it's Steak Friday. I've got 3 plays I absolutely love over there. Bounce back from an 0-3 day yesterday. Tough day yesterday, and still up on the week. Just think if I wouldn't have went 0-3 yesterday. Tough day, bounce back day here, and I'm having a great week. So grab my Steak Friday. It also includes my 10-star play of the day, and that's been 44 and 26 the last 70 plays on it alone. You can scoop it up singly over Big Dogs Premium, or grab that 3-day pass like everybody else is saying. Now's the time. Big loaded weekend of action. Got 3 plays tonight. I'm going to have at least 6 plays tomorrow. And Sunday, I'm already big diving. I see a couple that'll be nice there. So definitely grab that 3-day pass. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. Save 15% off all your purchases. Also, check out that 2-for-1 capper deal. Pair me up with any other one of the cappers you've seen on today's show, or any other one of the cappers you love over there at Pick Dog Stream. You can go 2-for-1, 3-for-1, 4-for-1, 5-for-1. As many cappers as you'd like to add. It's all equated over there for you over at Pick Dog Stream. Double board. Let's make some money this weekend.
Make some money deal with Zawacki over at Pick Dodge. From great results over the last 7 days. Get on board that 3-day pass. Great value right now. 1 month pass, even greater value right now. Remember, the 1 month pass, you get the first week of NFL, week 0, week 1 college football, all the baseball thrown in there. Fantastic value. Use Pick to save 15% off. All right, Rod, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you next week. But we can also catch up with you as you're part of that, as you also a guest on the weekend shows.
Yeah, definitely tune in to tomorrow's morning show. I think all the technical difficulties should be back to squared away, so I think they figured out what was going on there, and it should be good, so definitely tune in. 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Tomorrow, we're going to see a lot of the same familiar faces you see here on the drive-thru. Join us to give a play on the weekend action, so definitely love the weekend show. Always good time. Check it out. Also, like, subscribe, that way you get notified when all the other content is released here over at Pick Dogs. That way you don't miss out on the best of the number with all of us over at Pick Dogs. So jump aboard. We appreciate everybody.
That's right. Like and subscribe. You got it.
You have yourself a good night, and I'll catch you Monday.
Catch you Monday. You as well. That's right. That's right.
You've been doing well, so keep kicking the bookies' butt and taking their money.
I will hope to do so. And a lot of pressure here with everybody in town that's talking to me about it. They listen, we get a lot of people know us. They know us. They know what's going on over here. So
yeah, we're not hitting anymore. Everybody knows.
No, so they know what's happening here. So
appreciate everybody. We love it. Everybody here at Big Time.
You got it. Absolutely. All right, Rod, have a great night. We'll catch up next week. Rod Zawacky here on the drive-thru. All right, guys, if you miss a pick, we're going to recap right now. You already got my pick, so we're going to go ahead and go right to the recap. So let's recap the show. We started off here with Jay. Jay liked Braves, the run line, laid the run and a half, minus 118 against the Mets. Brad was on the Steelers, minus 3 against the Bucks. Brian says Orioles plus 124 against Mariners. Cubs, Blue Jays over 9 here from Rod Zawacky, and I will be here under 9 in this one here between the Padres and the D-backs. And let's take a look at the ones that I like the most. Looks to me here, of all the picks I like the most, which ones will it be? Will it be the O's, the plus? No, it won't be that one. Let's see. Actually, let me see. Let me check my notes on this game here. I'm already looking at tomorrow's card, so I just want to make sure I refresh my memory on that one. I believe it was, let's see here. Who are we at? Let's see. The one I like the most. Boy, these Mets have just had a rough time of it, the way they look up there on the field. And McGill, yeah, I'm going to go with Jay. I'm going to go with Jay. It's just hard to back this McGill on the mound. I mean, it's just been brutal. His past 4 starts, McGill's allowed 20 runs in 17 2/3 innings. And the Braves are just looking after that embarrassment there in Pittsburgh. I think there's some time. I think they're looking to play here. No doubt about that. 11% walks from McGill. We'll go with that route. All right. That's going to do it here for this edition of the Drive Thru, guys. Make sure you guys tune in again on Monday. We'll be back at it at 6 p.m. each time. We'll bring in all our cappers from Pick Dogs. We'll do it all over again. Remember, it always gets started with that morning show. The weekends, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We got Jay in the host position with a lot of the drive-through cappers will join. You'll see Rod in there and many more. So, guys, make sure you tune into that. A lot of our video series. We got Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. Betting Tool Show, first 5 betting tips there from Mitch and the professionals with his roundtable. Nick Metkin, your fees, Nerfies. And we also have Chris with his home run derby, his home run prop picks for you as well. Of course, Mills with UFC rundown on the board. So you guys, that's already up right now. Preseason football rundown here from Jay, Ron Romanelli with his rundown from Major League Baseball. So lots of content, guys. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. All right, that's going to do it for the show tonight. Let's go ahead and bring in the crew from tonight. We're going to wave goodbye to guys. You guys have a great evening.